Common multiples used to simplify fractions. Multiples of 2's, 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 3 is 6, etc. 3 times 1 is 3, 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 3 is 9, etc. 5 times 1 is 5, 5 times 2 is 10, 5 times 3 is 15, etc. And multiples of 10's. 10 times 1 is 10, 10 times 2 is 20, 10 times 3 is 30, etc. So, these are the most commonly used multiples to simplify fractions. Once again, note that this is just the multiplication tables, but only the most commonly used to simplify it. For instance, the most common and most typical multiples of 2's, which are even numbers. In other words, they end in 2, 4, 6, 8, or 0. Notice the 12 has a 2, the 14 has a 4. 1056 has a 6 at the end also. So they're multiples of 2's if they end in 2, 4, 6, 8, or 0. Multiples of 5's. They end in a 0 or a 5. Notice 5, 10 has a 0, 15 has a 5 at the end, 20 has a 0 at the end, 25 has a 5, 555 ends with a 5, 11,000 has a 0 at the end also. And multiples of 10 end in 0. All of those numbers have a 0 at the end. Last but not least, multiples of 3's. Well, in many cases you can just divide to check them, or check to see if the sum of the digits which compose the number will give you a number that's divisible by 3. For instance, 3 divided by 3 is 1, 6 divided by 3 is 2, 9 divided by 3, 3, etc. Or, for example, 12. 1 plus 2 gives you 3, which is a multiple of 3. 15 is another example. 1 plus 5 gives you 6. 6 is divisible by 3. 18. 1 plus 8 gives you 9. 9 is divisible by 3. 21. 2 plus 1 gives you 3 as well.